Can you do this? Most people can't. Think about what we call strength. We usually mistake it for taking immediate action. Doing more, saying more, showing more. Our world literally rewards movement, noise, and visibility. So it's easy to assume that if you're not reacting, if you're not responding, if you're not doing something right this second, you must be weak. But modern psychology reveals something that might make you a little uncomfortable. It turns out the rarest and most powerful form of strength actually looks like restraint. And honestly, most people just can't handle it. Let's break it down. First, most people can't just sit with discomfort. Silence makes them restless. Being still makes them anxious. Waiting feels like they're losing ground. So what do? They reach for something, anything. Take their phone, their voice, their opinion, an excuse. Anything to escape being alone with their own thoughts. But the rare mind, the truly strong mind, does something different. It just stays. It endures the discomfort, knowing that's where growth happens. Next, most people can't pause before they react. Think about it. We get a text. We reply instantly. Feel attacked. We defend instantly. We feel misunderstood. We explain instantly. It's because reacting feels powerful, like you're in control. But here's the secret. Reaction isn't power. Reaction is an automatic, almost thoughtless process. True power is control, and control is not automatic. The people who are really ahead in life, they can pause, even when their ego is bruised and screaming at them to fight back. They don't have this desperate rush to prove themselves, to win the argument, or even to be understood right away. They let the moment breathe. And that simple act of pausing, that space they create, puts them leagues ahead of everyone else. Another thing, most people can't be alone without feeling lonely. They mix up solitude with failure, as if being by yourself means nobody wants you. So, they keep themselves busy, constantly surrounded by people, perpetually distracted. But the rare mind understands something profound. Being alone isn't about emptiness. It's the exact opposite. It's a space where real clarity begins to form, where you can hear your own thoughts without the noise of the world drowning them out. Likes, replies, shares, recognition from a boss. But the people who truly move ahead of the 99% don't outsource their self-worth. In fact, they work especially hard when no one is watching, because their motivation comes from within, not from external praise. Here's a big one. Most people can't hold back information. They over-explain themselves to get validation, or just to feel understood. They reveal their next move for a quick hit of comfort or connection. Then there's the need for instant gratification. Most people can't delay relief. They want comfort now. They want results now. They want closure now. But the people who win in the long term have mastered the art of sitting inside that delay. They are willing to trade short-term relief for long-term control and a much bigger payoff down the road. That choice, that ability to wait, compounds over time into massive success. Finally, and this is a tough one for the ego, most people can't just admit they don't know something. What do they do instead? They argue. They pretend they have all the answers. They protect their ego at all costs. But the rare intelligent mind is perfectly comfortable saying, "I don't know yet," because they understand that true learning requires humility. You can't fill a cup that's already full. If you pretend to know everything, you close yourself off from ever learning anything new. Now, if hearing all this feels a little uncomfortable, that's actually the point. Growth always feels like friction before it feels like power. The people who are ahead of 99% of the population aren't necessarily louder or more visible. They're steadier. They don't make fast, flashy moves to look impressive. They move deliberately, quietly, to stay effective and, frankly, dangerous in their competence. It's not even about how confident you appear. It's about this. Can you sit in silence without desperately reaching for a distraction? Can you pause and take a breath when every fiber of your being wants to react immediately? Can you put in the work day after day without anyone seeing or applauding you? Can you wait patiently while others rush ahead? Can you let your results speak for themselves instead of constantly explaining your actions and intentions? Most people can't. They need noise to feel alive. But if you can do this, if any of this sounds familiar to you, then whether you realize it or not, you're already playing a different game. A quieter one, slower, more strategic one. A game with far, far fewer players. So the final question isn't, are you better than other people? That's the wrong frame. The real question is, can you survive the quiet, the patience, the loneliness that comes before the advantage finally appears? Most people can't. Can you? Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that challenges the way you think. See you next time.